This is a production of KMmedia.pro. Welcome back to Positive Talk Radio. Our goal is simple: to explore evolving ideas one conversation at a time. So come on over into our world. I know you'll like it, because on today's show, we are gifted. We've got three absolutely beautifully lovely ladies who are passionate about what they do in their own right. Two of them are sisters, and we've had them on the show before, and they're awesome. And we're going to talk about today's subject. We're going to talk about women's businesses and the Christmas holidays, and we have a special announcement that they're going to be making here during the course of the show. But first, Eric, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Kevin. Good to talk to you again. I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day.
You're going to get tired of me being here on Monday and Wednesday.
Never.
Oh, now stop. I know you do this just because, never mind. But it's great to have you here, and the weather's nice today. It's a little cold. Can you warm it up a bit, though?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate it. And our co-host today is dynamically a wonderful young lady. Her name is Holly, and she works with me. She does an outstanding job of helping me ask some great questions and getting really involved in what we are doing here. And today we've got a really cool show for you, and I hope you'll stay for the entire time, because we're talking with Nancy and Amy Harrington, and they are... Holly, who are they?
They are the founders of the Passionistas project.
I wish I could say that. I'm not even going to give it a try. So I'm going to throw it to you every time I need to say the Passion whatever they are project.
I'm good for it.
I appreciate that, because somehow, apparently, either my mustache gets in the way, or perhaps it was the oral surgery I had yesterday.
I just want to take a moment to give you crazy kudos. You're the only person I know that had oral surgery the day before, still goes to work, and somehow you can still talk and I can understand what you're saying.
That's amazing.
Impressive.
Well, it was actually good, not horrible as it could have been, but I'm in the process of having implants done. And by the way, if you are in the Kent area, you need to go talk to Dr. Stephen Kim. He is an extraordinary dentist, and he keeps me without too much pain. So that's awfully nice of him. It's great. So Holly, but thank you. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it today either.
I'm glad you did. I seriously would have rescheduled everyone for you. I'm amazed you didn't go that route.
I didn't, because I wanted to do this show, dang it, because the two people that we have with us are just really remarkable human beings, and they are and we termed the phrase, I did this back in 2003, we called them angels among us. And you two are certainly fall into the category of angels among us. So first of all, who'd like to go first to tell us a little bit about the Passionistas? Holly?
You got really close. The Passionistas project.
Who'd like to start?
I'll go first. So the Passionistas project is Amy and Nancy Harrington. We are sisters, and we both left our careers in Hollywood to set out on a path together, and we landed in the world of celebrity interviews. Last time we were on the show, we had a really fun time with Kevin talking about some of those memories and who the different people we've interviewed. But a few years ago, we decided to use our interview skills and start to shine a light on women who are following their passions, to inspire other women to do the same thing. So we started a podcast. We have a subscription box that's filled with products by women-owned businesses. And we have an annual summit. And that's a women's equality summit. And we bring together women from marginalized communities to talk about the issues that impact them most. And starting today, we are officially announcing we just started the Passionistas Women-Owned Directory. And it is one-stop shopping. It is a one-stop shopping destination where you can go and do all of your holiday shopping, all from women-owned businesses. We have over 150 listings, and it includes food and books and bath and beauty products and clothing and accessories and games and crafts and florists and just amazing things. And it also includes a list of nonprofits and a list of services that are all women-owned and women-run. So it's a really great, fun place to go do your holiday shopping.
And we just link right through to their websites. We don't take a cut of the business or anything. It just goes straight to the women so that you can go right to their sites and buy directly from them.
I think that there's a lot of folks that would like to buy from local businesses that are owner-operator type businesses rather than the big, mega stores. And when they get enough business, but we need to keep smaller businesses, women-owned businesses, particularly alive and doing well. And so I really appreciate what you guys are doing. And I hear there's a florist in there somewhere. Holly?
Yes, we're adding a florist. Holly, could you tell us more about the florist that we're adding?
I would love to. So this florist is actually one of Kevin's sponsors. And during this episode, one per caller, anybody that calls in to talk to Amy and Nancy and find out more about the Passionistas project can get a Christmas ornament mailed anywhere in the continental US. And it is anaturaldesign.com. They're a regular florist, but then they do a lot of drop ship and print on demand as well.
So give us a call and talk to Eric, and then you will, he'll get your number, and then we will send you a Christmas ornament, because after all, it is the season. Although Thanksgiving isn't here yet, but it's coming quickly.
Very quickly.
So how did you run across, or how long did it take you to develop 150 women-owned businesses, and how did you vet them all?
Well, they are our Passionistas. They are women that we have interviewed for our podcast, or have been guests on Facebook Live or Instagram Live or LinkedIn Live with us, or have been in our subscription box, or have spoken at one of our events. So we this is an initial launch with the women we know, who we thought would want to participate. We're opening it up to people we don't know, and we are accepting applications to be a part of the directory for women and non-binary people. But as of right now, everybody in the directory has the Passionistas stamp of approval. We have eaten their food or read their books, or benefited from their coaching, or know people that have. And so, yeah, that's kind of like the Good Housekeeping stamp of approval. They're all Passionistas approved. So.
Oh, that's cool. So you should go to, where do they go to find the directory?
Thepassionistasproject.com. There's a tab for the directory.
Oh, very good. Is it up and running now?
It is.
Oh, congratulations. Holly, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
That's an amazing amount of work. I'm on the website now. So if I go there, am I hitting the shop button or the
there's a directory at the
directory.
Top? The holiday directory?
Yep.
Yeah. And you can also just do the Passionistas Project /directory, and it will take you right to it.
Cool.
And you'll see, Holly, it'll tell you, you'll get to the bottom of a section, because we've divided it between products, services, and 501c3 charities. So when you get to the bottom of a section, you can load more in that section. Obviously, all the products aren't showing up at first glance, but if you load more and keep loading more and keep loading and loading, you'll get lots and lots of businesses to look at. We're really excited about the variety of products.
Well, and you've done such a good job too. I know the listeners can't see this, but when you go to ThePassionistasproject.com on that holiday directory, each section has like a little tile with even an image, so you can kind of see what the products or services are.
We
wanted people to be able to know, we wanted to lay it out so it was like, go to products and all of the food people are together, all of the books are together. If you're in the market for something specific, you want a bed and bath or bath and beauty product, you can go to the product section and look at the top of those individual listings, and it says what category the product is in. So you can, I want to get a book, but I don't know what kind of book. Go down to the section that has books in it, and you can get a novel or a cookbook or a self-help book. So we tried to make it really logical, so you didn't have to know the companies or products. You could go and browse and really explore and stumble upon things, which is one of our favorite things that we've done over the years. Is we're on this spider web of women and businesses, and so we keep finding new people and connecting with new people, and that's really how we laid this out, so you can discover. You don't have to have any advanced knowledge to come and shop here.
And I just wanted to point out that this is not necessarily just for women only. Men can go there too, and you can pick up your favorite bubble bath if you need to go have a bubble bath and have a beer, bubble bath, and a football on the screen in your bathroom. I think that's my version of heaven.
Yeah. And think of the brownie points you'll get, men, if you go to the women-owned directory and shop for the women in your life from women-owned brands, and then you can brag to them about how you supported women. So it's a win-win,
Yeah, and if you don't know, like, where do I go to buy lipstick for my wife, or beauty products for my wife? Well, come to our directory and go to Lamique Beauty and know that it's like hip, new, high quality, beauty brand of the day that's really up and coming, and impress your wife or girlfriend with your, insider knowledge of being a cool guy who knows about the next big women-owned brand.
I'm not sure, but as a guy, I can walk into Nordstrom and I can look at the beauty products, and I'm like deer in the headlights. I'm lost. I couldn't tell you what is decent. And I was used to buy stuff by the gallon, and she didn't like that very well. So it was, I had no earthly idea what any of it was, and still don't to this day. So the people that you have on there, and several of them I've had on the show, are very, very talented at what they do.
Oh yeah, and I have to say, you are like the favorite man of the Passionistas. We were on a call today with Julie DeLuca Collins, and we mentioned you in reference to something, and she said, "Oh, I love Kevin and Selene Luna and Dr. Melissa Bird. Everybody just adores you. So you are you get the Passionistas seal of approval as well."
Well, I tell you, I am a firm believer in the rights of women, and that you need to have every opportunity that every man in the planet has in business, personally and professionally, and all over and stuff like that. So it's really important. And I know I've asked you guys this question before, but I had a couple of holes drilled in my head yesterday, so it kind of escaped me. So you guys were interviewing celebrities, Danny DeVito and Carol Burnett, and all these people on the red carpet. You had a following. You had what drove you to give that all up to do what you're doing now, which is really angels among us type work?
Well, we still do some of that. We haven't given it up entirely. We still do interviews with celebrities here and there, though not as much. But the reason why we started the Passionistas project is we just had this nagging feeling that as much as we loved what we were doing, and it was really fun, and it was great that we got to do it together, and we always did pop culture content from a very positive perspective, but we just had this nagging feeling that we wanted to be doing something more impactful and making a change in the world. And, it really started to hit home in 2016 during the presidential election. And when Hillary Clinton, who is lover or hater, she's a brilliant woman who did not get elected president basically because she was a woman. And also the Me Too movement was really kicking into high gear. The Time's Up movement was, and we were hearing all these stories of women that were so important and so powerful, but also horrifying and sad. And we wanted to use our skills as interviewers to talk to women who were doing positive things and who are empowered women and strong women, and share their stories to inspire other women to follow their passions. So that's where that was the seed of the whole Passionistas project.
We are akin spirits, you and I, and along with Holly. Speaking of which, Holly is going to be giving away for our sponsor, A Natural Design, a Christmas ornament. And if you want to give us a call, you can do that right now. And she's going to give you the number.
I believe that number is 425-373-5527. And you can ask Amy and Nancy all kinds of questions. They love to talk to people. And every caller today gets a Christmas ornament from anaturaldesign.com. Every caller? Yep, one per caller.
Wow, aren't you special? That's really cool, and it's fun to talk to you guys in regards to the women-owned businesses. Do the people that I've talked to that are in your group, they all tell me that it's very challenging to be a woman-owned business, from the point of financing to the point, from all aspects of it. Is, in your experience, is it more difficult for a woman to start and to grow a business than it is for a man?
Definitely. I mean,
Absolutely.
We have some stats because we thought you might ask this. 42% of small businesses are owned by women, right? On average, women receive a loan size of $59,857, so $60,000. On average, male entrepreneurs get loans around $156,000, so almost 3 times as much. And of venture capital, again, women are 42% of small businesses. 2.3% of venture capital funding goes to women, and that's actually dropped. It dropped down in 2019 from 2.8%. So it was 2.8, now it's 2.3. It dropped 0.5%. So we're not even going in, as in many topics that we won't dive into today. We're going the wrong way in a lot of ways. So those are just a few facts, and I don't think people really understand, because it's something like we went back and double checked before we came on, because we kept thinking, we can't be right about this. We check it every time we think about it, but women couldn't get a business loan on their own until 1988.
Isn't that so mind-blowing? That still blows my mind.
Right? And it wasn't until 1974 that a woman could get a credit card without her husband's signature. So, and then just one other fact that's really interesting is 2/3 of all patents come from all male teams or individual male inventors, and only 6% of patents are for individual female inventors, and pretty much like 0% of women teams of inventors. So we don't get as many patents. We don't get the same amount of money for loans. We don't get the same venture capital funding. Yet we're starting new businesses at a rate of 1,821 new businesses per day.
Wow.
That's in the U.S., I assume?
In the U.S.
Yes,
yeah.
So 1,000 new businesses a day.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And generating like 1.6, I think it's 1.6 million.
1.8.
Women-owned businesses generate an average of $1.8 trillion per year, but we don't get the same amount of funding.
And employ 9.4 million people.
I want to highlight that number.
9.4 million employees.
It is imperative for our culture to survive, for our people to survive, that we support small businesses. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how important that. Well, you should know how important that is, because we are employing 9 million people women in small businesses. It really is an important aspect of what you guys are highlighting. I know the answer to this. I'm hoping it's not true. Say it ain't so, but why are the numbers so skewed the way that they are?
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, the girl in the back, Holly.
It could be worded as structural and systemic barriers.
Good answer.
That's a very
Holly.
nice way to put
Well,
it.
that should be your new T-shirt. Make that your merch.
Overcoming structural and systemic barriers.
Mm-hmm.
Which would mean structural would be it's not designed for because somebody chose way back when. Well, first of all, let's go back to the 1988 thing.
Mm-hmm.
Was it really 1988 that what was that they got the women
Couldn't
That
get a
women
business loan.
Yeah, that women could get loans.
that was 25 years ago or something like that.
And to this day, we still get a third of the money that men get when we apply for a business loan on average.
And I can tell you, I know a lot of small business owners that are men, and they're not managing their money all that well. And women can do ads. There is no reason why that exists. None that
Oh yeah, go ahead, Kevin.
No, go ahead, Holly.
There was another really cool stat that I found on trygoodbybui.com where they're talking on their blog about women-owned small businesses. And one of the other things they found is that 63% of the women-owned businesses were funded by the founders' own savings because of the barrier to be able to get capital.
Yeah.
Wow. It's one of the gals that I interviewed. The one who's got the makeup line.
Kim Roxy.
Kim
Yes.
Roxy.
Kim Roxy. And she started her business in a kiosk in a mall that her mother gave her $500 to seed money to start that business. So she went to the mall and said, I've got this money and I want to do a kiosk and I want to do, okay, we'll put you over here. He put her in a partially closed section of the mall.
Mm-hmm.
All the other stores had gone bankrupt around it, and she was sitting there all by herself. So being a remarkable business person, she did not take no for an answer, and she would go to the food court and she would drag people down to her place to work and to buy makeup and to get beauty tips and that sort of thing. He saw that he's a dumb man, but he's not a really dumb man because he saw dollar signs. And so he said, she is attracting business. So now we'll move her up. And so you know where he put her? Right next to Victoria's Secret.
Mm-hmm.
So then she had to prove herself, but now she's got a corporation and she's doing really, really quite well.
She's
a
doing
rock
amazing.
star. She's in Ulta, on Ulta.com. She's in JCPenney. She is, mark our words, she is going to be the new Estee Lauder. She's a rock star.
Yeah. And we were saying a minute ago that 2% of women get 2.3% of venture capital goes to women. 0.06% goes to women-owned Black businesses. So Kim Roxy is a total superstar.
Is she one of the holiday directory people?
She is. The Meek Beauty is in the holiday directory, and it's an amazing line of makeup that she created, and it's all vegan. It's all cruelty-free vegan makeup.
And she started it because her mom passed away from cancer, and it's because they think that part of the reason her mom got cancer is because Black women and minority women tend to have makeup that's really
more toxic.
And so Kim did this to honor her mother.
So it is actually talc. What is that? The baby powder stuff.
Talcum powder.
Talcum powder, and it's all free of that because that apparently is a they're discovering now is a very toxic substance.
Yeah.
So it looks like the one episode I was able to hear I loved when you were talking to her, Kevin. It looks like on positivetalkradio.net, both episodes 285 and 260, if people look up Kim Roxie, Roxie, or Lamik, Lamik. You can hear those episodes.
You are so talented. Thank you.
You're good. We also gave her our Passionistas Persist Nova Award this year because she's just such a rock star. She's our rising star. So we honored her this year because she's such an inspiration too. She had and she's the first to say it. She had a lot of troubles in her teen years and has just overcome so much by sheer willpower and determination. And now she's raising a beautiful daughter that's named after her mother. And she's just, we can't say enough good things. You should all listen to Kim Roxie's interviews with Kevin and Holly.
Our episode, coincidentally, our episode with her went live today.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, our interview from the summit went live as our podcast interview today. So
and
it's Kim Roxie Day officially, I think.
Where can they find that interview that you did with her?
You can find that at thepassionistasproject.com/podcast.
I want to tell everybody something that's listening to this show. And if you happen to be a woman and you're listening to this show, we have got 3 powerful people here. And if you have a design, if you have a thought, if you have a passion, if you make the best chocolate chip cookie in the world, and you want to get the word out about what you do and to create a business around that, or whatever your passion is, I implore you, not only will you get a Christmas ornament, but you can talk to some people that have, and who can, if they can't, they can lead you to a place that can, so that you can live out your passion. And I really want one person that's living, or that's, well, living, of course, that is, I'm sorry, it's the holes in my head, but is listening to this show that will give us a call so that you can hook up with these people and can take you to the right direction so that you can start your own business, so that you have an opportunity to make yourself and your family and your situation so much better. And somebody out there, I know you do. I know you're listening. You need to have, you're in your car, you're just finishing work. You don't like what you're doing all that well. You really wish that you could do something else, do something for yourself, for your family. Give us a call, and you can do that right now. Holly, we need to take a break, but Holly's going to give you the phone numbers before we go to break.
That is 425-373-5527.
And we are just going to take like a 2-minute break, so I hope everybody stays with us, and we will be right back. You're listening to Positive Talk Radio, and this is one of our sponsors who I think that you will like dearly.
When you want to say more than words communicate, you can with flowers. Your custom boutique floral studio in Bothell, Washington is anaturaldesign.com, connecting you to nature through the language of flowers. Where your people are is where our flowers are beautiful. Your success is our goal. Now through New Year's Eve, here's your exclusive bonus for being our appreciated listener. Type in promo code Positive Talk Radio at checkout to receive $20 off your order. Our gift to you for being here with us today. anaturaldesign.com.
These days, it's difficult to be able to do it all, especially as a small business owner. Marketing your business can be really tough, especially developing a presence on social media, creating commercial content, and media production. That's where KMmedia.pro can help. You see, in addition to creating a great podcast called Positive Talk Radio, we also have a radio show, video, audio production, content creation, including commercials, video shorts and trailers, voiceovers, social media development, and so much more. It only makes sense to hire a pro to get your business noticed. That's what we do. Please visit kmmedia.pro for more information and to schedule a consultation to take your business dream to the next level. That's kmmedia.pro. Yes, we can. We're talking with Nancy and Amy Harrington. They are Holly, who are they?
They are the Passionistas Project.
And they're nothing short of remarkable. And they're working with women and women's own businesses, because we've got to get out of the dark ages. We really do. Women are that's half our country. It amazes me that half our country we aren't treating the same as the other half. And it's even worse when you start getting into disabilities and all that kind of stuff. And so I want to thank you personally and thank you on behalf of the audience for what you guys are doing. It really is remarkable, and we just love having you on the show.
Well, thank you. We love being here. And we love doing what we do. I mean, it's a passion project for us, no pun intended. We really appreciate when we get recognized, and we'd love to spread the word. So we're always thankful that you have us on.
No pun accepted. That is the perfect way to be. And thank you, Holly. I got a question for them.
I can always have a question.
Hold on, I just got to mention that occasionally I do that to her, and it's just like throwing her to the wolves and say, "Okay, deal with it, kid." And she does a great job of doing it. So I appreciate that. And
I try.
I don't mean to do that to you, honestly. I don't.
It's actually kind of fun. I mean, especially when we're live on air. Like, who knows how many thousands of people are listening right now? Luckily, none of them are calling in.
Yet now they will.
But I actually thought of something really cool. So that article that I mentioned earlier from trygoodbyebui.com, it actually listed 7 brands. One of them I actually love and buy, and they're all owned by men. And it ended the article with, next time you go to buy something, just do at least 10-15 minutes, see if you can find a woman-owned business that can give you the same product, right?
Oh, cool.
So Amy and Nancy have that. They have a directory of over 150 of them on the Passionistasproject.com. I would love to call out the brands, and if you can think of a replacement on your website, feel free to call out that name or say pass, and I'll go to the next one. There's 6 of them. Ready?
Okay. All right.
That's fun.
All right. Yeah. Here we go. First one, Lululemon.
What the heck is that?
For Kevin and for all the guys out there that have women that are into yoga and tight-fitting things, Lululemon is like, the leggings and all that jazz.
Oh, I've seen those.
I don't think we have a specific women's wear, although, I mean, you can start just by going Spanx and buying. They have all kinds of workout clothes, and Spanx is a huge women-owned brand. So I would start there. On our directory, one clothing thing we have that's really cool, again, not exercise, but the first thing that popped into my head is a company called Berries, Berriez. And it's founded by a woman named Emma Zach. She's a young woman in her 20s, and she loves vintage clothing. And she's has a curvy body. And it's really hard to buy vintage when you have that body type. And she wanted women in her category, clothing wise, to be able to find vintage type pieces like she wanted. So she started this clothing line called Berries. And it's vintage clothing for curvy women. Some of it's actual vintage pieces, and some of it are kind of reproduction of vintage clothing. So I would say Spanx for workout, and Berries if you're looking for a cool fashion line. Oh, do we have one now?
One other is, and again, I'm not 100% sure they have workout stuff, but it's a clothing line called Top It Off Accessories. And they have beautiful scarves and sweaters and things. I think they might have some leggings and stuff like that. And the fun fact about them is we claim we discovered them.
They don't claim that we discovered them, but we claim.
Yes, but they are now going to skyrocket because they were just on last week. Were put on Oprah's list of favorite things. They have these amazing plaid gloves that's on Oprah's list of favorite things. So they're going to be too huge for us soon.
Yeah, and I do think they have they have some workout stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't workout stuff. It's just the incredibly tight stuff. And any man will. Anyway, go ahead. Probably another one.
Yeah, actually, some of these fit in the same categories. So you may have already answered it, but Alo Yoga and Prana. Prana is the one I am like a sucker for, and they do like jeans and like other more relaxed fits as well.
Yeah, those are both good. Those are good outlets for those types of things too. And the other thing that's really cool We have a woman in the directory has a company called Cute Laces, and it started with shoelaces. And they're really cool. They have fun little designs on them, and like countless options. But she started making these amazing yoga bags that they're hard to describe, but you basically can slide your yoga mat into them, and then you can carry other stuff, and they're beautiful.
Beautiful.
And so if you go look under Cute Laces, if you love yoga and that kind of exercise accessories, I would check out Cute Laces, and that will lead you to her yoga bags and everything.
Yep.
I have to interrupt here because somebody in our audience is saying to me, you're telling us all these things that we should go buy. Could you tell us where to go buy them at?
Yeah.
Yep.
So give us the website again where they can go to pick up all of these items and to go shopping digitally.
It is thepassionistasproject.com/directory.
Okay, make sure you write that down, everybody. One more time, please.
The Passionistas, PASSIONISTAS project.com/directory.
And they are all 100% women-owned businesses. Holly, go ahead.
I will say some have male partners, but
yes.
every business has at least one female founder.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, and if you're on their website, it's also a tab called Holiday Directory as well. So the next one is Sephora.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we have tons of great bath and beauty products. Lamique, we already talked about. We have Lion and Rose soap. We have Cara Bombs. Who else is in there?
We have Rude Cosmetics.
Yep.
That's another great cosmetics line.
Ish Skincare is up in the Pacific Northwest, I believe. ISHQ, beautiful, amazing products.
Mm-hmm.
The Bath Accessory Company.
Yeah.
Lizouche.
Yeah, and a lot of these, we actually have a decent amount of women up in the Pacific Northwest for people that are listening, like the Lion and Rose. If you have not tried, I know everybody's like, oh yeah, pretty soaps. And they think that all pretty soaps are made equal until you open the package of Lion and Rose soap. And it is the most gorgeous thing you'll ever smell.
Is it lion like the animal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I got to admit that of all these companies, Holly, that you've named, if you were to line me up and say, is it a food? Is it a clothing line? Is it a car? I couldn't tell. I'd get them wrong each time. I have no earthly idea who any of these people are. Apparently, and I thought I was pretty well read. Apparently, I'm not. Oh, well.
We got to shop the directory, Kevin.
Yeah, apparently. Or I'm not going to ever buy spandex for myself. That's probably more true than I'd like to admit. Anyway.
It's a fine line.
No, not in my case. Go ahead, Holly.
But if you do buy spandex out of your shop, Kevin, your swag shop, you gotta send it to the team.
Oh, not a prayer, my dear, not a prayer.
Okay, so the next one says Newly and UULY Clothing. It looks like it's actually one of those clothing rental companies, and I haven't used one of those before. But I have read about them.
That's interesting. We don't have a clothing rental company, but what we do have, which is really cool, is there's a company called Cabby, which is female founded. And the way Cabby works, it's kind of like Tupperware, and I only compare to that in its structure, in that they have representatives who can either do in-person or online parties, or one-on-one consulting. So we have a woman named Deborah Snyder, who's our Cabby rep. And so what happens is every season Cabby puts out their new line, and there's a certain number of new pieces, and there's always some classic staple items that stay up there. And basically you get on a one-on-one call or have a party with Deb, and Deb helps you figure out what fits your personal style. With us, she's like, girls, you got to layer. Like we in the summer, we have our sleeveless t-shirts on or whatever. And she's like, put a jacket on over it. You'll look so much. Yeah. And that's why Nancy looks so good today. So not only do you get access to these really cool, beautiful, high-end clothes that frankly are not at high-end prices. They're really reasonable for what they are. But you also get someone who can tell you, like, those pants not so much, but why don't you try this cut instead? These look much better on you. So cabbie is my answer to that.
You know, I learned so much on this show. I just learned that, see, I knew that there was a tuck shop where a guy could go and get a tux, but the fitting is not precise, and because you're just going to be wearing it for one day. Are there places where women can actually rent clothes that are then fitted to them?
Yes.
I have no earthly idea.
Because, you know, to like buy like, let's say for us to go to the Emmys and be on the red carpet. So when we work on the Emmys red carpet, we have to dress in gowns, even though we're lugging gear and out in the heat for 5 hours, sweating profusely. We have to, and the guys who work there have to be in full tuxedos with ties. So you have to dress like you're going to the event. And if you want to get like a super nice gown for an event like that, it can be high hundreds to thousands of dollars. So if you can rent a gown for a couple hundred and know that it's like a gorgeous high-end gown, it's totally worth it.
So it's also a dress that you wear once and never wear again. So if you can rent it, it's great.
Yeah.
So if like I wanted to rent a gown, that if I went out on a Saturday night, I could do that.
Oh, totally.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I'm just kidding. Holly, go ahead.
All right. We're down to the last two. The next one is Tiffany and Company. The only thing I really know about them personally is the lamps, and that goes way back.
So Tiffany and Company, the jewelry company.
The jewelry.
Yeah.
We have a lot of jewelry stuff because our Passionistas project pack every quarter includes a charm bracelet and every quarter we include a charm. So we've worked with lots of jewelers, from Blushing Owl Company, who makes amazing earrings and necklaces, to...
Is that who made these now?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're very pretty
jewelry.
for those of you who can't see them.
Yes, for the people on the radio, I know that was exciting. An exciting reveal. But they are handmade. They're literally hand thread with multicolored thread. They're gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have K&K Minerals, who has all sorts of gorgeous gemstones and minerals and things like that. We have Just Dangles Jewelry. We have All About Charms, Beadology by Heather. So we have, I can't read them all because we'll be here forever, but we have a lot of jewelry on the site.
Yeah, and a lot of them either sell findings and things like that, so you can make your own jewelry, and a lot of them actually make jewelry as well. So it kind of falls under the jewelry and crafting categories. So there's some fun stuff that you can actually buy and make yourself too.
The Rock and Gem Company, what's that one called again?
K&K Minerals.
Because I interviewed a gal just the other day who is she had it in her head that she needed to spread hope. Mm-hmm. So what she did is she went and she had these rocks engraved in gold letters with the word hope. Oh. And then so she goes around the community and gives and she calls it a drop of hope. Oh. And she just drops it in somebody's hand and doesn't say anything to them. It just says, have a blessed day. And here you go. And I've been looking for somebody to do that. Are they someone that I could call to talk about doing that with?
I'm sure you could. Yes. Yeah.
We can hook you up.
Yeah. Or like go to the directory.
We'll just go to the directory. But I've been looking for somebody to do that for us, because I think everybody should have a drop of hope in their pocket that they can give to somebody at a moment's notice.
I love that idea.
Love that.
So we're going to put it on. Take a note, Holly. We're going to put this on the store too.
Noted.
And
right.
Last one, Holly?
Last one is Chanel.
Well, I would say the closest thing we have to Chanel is two things. One is trying to just get to I think, Nan, that, well, first of all, we have I know this is going to sound crazy because I know Chanel is super high end, but stick with me on this one. We have a woman named Marilyn Opitz who is an Avon representative.
Mhm.
And I know that sounds super dated and, you know, your mom in the suburbs kind of thing, but Avon is not what you remember it to be.
Mhm.
And we actually buy a ton of makeup through Avon, and Marilyn is a stylist. She's a hairstylist. She's a makeup artist. So she knows how this stuff actually should work and does work on you. And they have a ton of different perfumes and all kinds of, you know, bath and beauty products. They actually have clothing now and stuff. So Ava, I would check out Marilyn Opitz because Marilyn loves old Hollywood and glamour. So she could probably tell you like what Avon's got that smells Chanel like and doesn't cost Chanel prices.
Mhm.
And then there's some, you know, artisanal women that we have. There's a company called man, who's the Not My Circus, Not My Monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
I love that saying.
Oh, you do too. And we
It's
had
so
she
great.
has I'll find her in a sec.
Warm Human, is what she's
Warm
called.
Humans.
Yeah.
So she has all kinds of sprays.
Yeah.
And
Aromatherapy and mindfulness sprays.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they all have cool names like that, like Not My Circus, Not My Monkeys. We've had them in the box. So her products smell really good.
Mhm.
And there's another company called Pinup Cosmetics, and they do natural vegan retro flare stuff. I actually use their facial wash. It's a rose facial wash, and it's like, you know, that feeling when you wake up in the morning and you're just super stressed out thinking about all the things that you got to do during the day, and you just wash your face with this rose facial wash and it instantly calms you down because it just smells so good. So she has products that also I would say are better than Chanel.
So if you want to stink good, or if you know somebody that you'd like to help stink good, you can go to the Passionista Project. Oh, I almost said it. The Holly.
The Passionistasproject.com.
And you can go there and go to the directory, and you can find somebody that, and it won't even be a gallon that they're going to sell you of this. You can find somebody to help the one that you love stink the way that you want them to.
And what says Christmas more than that?
Exactly. It's always nice to have somebody stink the way you want them to. Rather than,
Can we get that audio soundbite to use as a commercial for us, Kevin?
you can have anything that you want from me. You guys are just phenomenal, and it's just great to have you here. And we love the work that you're doing on behalf of the planet, on behalf of women everywhere. And again, if you want to give us a call, you've only got like 3 minutes, so you're going to have to be quick as a bunny. But if you want to give us a call at 425-373-5527, we'll give you a Christmas ornament that you can stick on your tree when it comes that time in a month and a half. Anyway, Holly, before we let these fine ladies go, do you have any other thoughts, any other questions to ask them?
Well, a thought. So voting with your dollar, especially if you're middle or lower class, is really hard. But finding information like this is a gold mine because it gives you the resources, and not just one or two, but they have 150 women owned or run businesses in their directory. So that's what I'm most excited about, is that the vote with your dollar thing is even easier now.
Well, and to that point too, we have things that, you know, these women have products that cost a couple dollars. You can buy a charm bracelet for 50 cents, and it's a unique and beautiful gift. Or we have artists who are creating original art, and you can buy, if you've got the means, you can buy someone, you know, a one of a kind portrait from a trained classic artist for a couple $1,000. So the price range, there's something for everybody's price range. And especially this year when we know how difficult it is for so many people to be getting freaked out about Christmas and how they're going to afford presents. These presents are unique. They're not, like Kevin said at the beginning, like you're not just going to Amazon and buying whatever's going to get here tomorrow. They're really beautiful, in a lot of cases, handcrafted artisanal products. And a lot of them aren't expensive, and you can get really unique gifts for people this way. Great stocking stuffers, everything.
It's really important that we support our local communities, and these are all community based, and so it's really is important to take care of each other, and that's a great way to do it, and you'll find that I think it'll make you feel better too.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So before we go, we've just got about 4 minutes left. I've got 2 minutes for each of you. We're going to set ourselves aside, and I would like the two of you. And we'll start alphabetically. Amy first. Tell our audience anything that you would like them to know.
Oh boy.
And
you don't know me well enough, Kevin. 2 minutes is a very short time. I think first and foremost, I would like people to know that the Passionistas project, which is the directory and the podcast, LinkedIn, audio live, and our annual summit and all these things, it's a community that is just growing and growing, and it is a safe and welcome place. And our goal, our mission in life is to support women, non-binary people, self-identifying women, marginalized women, women who just feel like they're not being heard. Our goal is to give you a platform where you can come and be heard and meet other people who want to listen to you and commiserate with you. So everybody's welcome. Passionistasproject.com. You can find all our social media. If you're feeling left out or unlistened to, come and we will listen.
Nancy?
Well, you had to make me follow that, didn't you, Kevin?
I did.
Thanks. I'm gonna do a shameless plug. Amy said all the really nice stuff. I'm gonna do a shameless plug for ourselves. One of the products in the directory is our product. It's the Passionistas Project Pack, and it's a quarterly subscription box filled with products by women-owned businesses. So if you buy our pack, you support this next box has 7 women-owned business products in it. It's got an apron. It's got amazing pancake mix. It's got this really fun game called Bananagrams. It's all 7 women-owned businesses. So you can buy that pack for a loved one for Christmas, or you can get them a subscription. So every quarter they get a new box. So that's in the directory as well, the Passionistas Project Pack.
And a portion of that goes to support a women-owned charity as well. So.
Perfect. Holly, you get the last word.
This was an awesome show. You'll be able to hear it on our website at positivetalkradio.net when we get it uploaded.
And soon we'll have it on YouTube as well and stuff like that. We've had one show that's been downloaded 15,000 times. I'm so proud of us. We're doing better and we're growing. And please pay attention and listen to positivetalkradio.net. It'll do you good. And thank you so much for being here. All you guys, Nancy and Amy and Holly, and be kind to one another because each other's all we got. We'll see you Friday at noon.